You are the only person keeping yourself accountable from now on. The decisions that you end up making when you are alone reflects who you truly are on the inside without the influence of other people. Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. It's Lainey, and if you've clicked on this video, I can only assume it's because you're thinking about moving out on your own, moving into your first apartment, or you want to see how someone decorated their small studio apartment. For a little bit of context, I live in Boston, Massachusetts. I've been here for the past like 12-ish years, and since I was 18, I have not only moved 14 times, but I have lived with over 30 roommates. I know, you're probably wondering, how is that even possible? I moved in and out between dorms and summer housing all throughout college, so I've done it a lot. And back then, I really didn't care a lot about roommates. Like, as long as I had a private room with a cozy bed where I can lay my head at night and go to sleep, I was happy. But when I turned 28, after a whole decade of living with other people, I got really tired of it. And I made it my mission that year to move out and experience living alone for the first time ever. And exactly 1 year ago, my dream came true.
I just got the best news ever. I just got approved to move into a new apartment. I'm so grateful and I'm so excited. I'm speechless that this happened. I was really unsure that I was gonna get approved, but I did. I manifested this. Like, I have been talking about it nonstop with my friends and just putting it out in the universe. I did a vision board for this year of 2024, and you know, that was one of the elements that I added onto it. I can't believe within 4 months of the new year, I manifested this. Like, I can't. I'm just so happy.
And moved into this studio in May of 2024.
I can't believe it. Everything is packed. Pretty much have all of my life picked up, boxed away. Tomorrow, super early in the morning, the movers are gonna get here and I'm gonna be moving out into my first place all for myself. I cannot believe how much stuff I have. I was like, I'm just one person. I'm probably not gonna have that much stuff. I have way more mini boxes than I thought I would, and I just barely bought enough. So I'm actually really proud of myself. I think I have 10 of each size, like 10 large, 10 medium, 10 small boxes that I've used up. I did do a little bit of a clean out, so I feel like I'm not bringing everything with me. I'm just bringing really bare necessities, and I'm so excited to start fresh and new. Y'all, I look so busted right now because my allergies are going crazy. I've got redness under my eyes and my face is swollen, but I am finally here!
So it's officially been about 1 year since I've made this little studio my home. If you're interested in living alone, plan to move out soon, or simply just looking for some inspiration on how to decorate, keep watching because I'm gonna share with you some tips that I've learned over the past year. I definitely wanted to film this video a little bit sooner, but I also wanted to wait until I had a little bit more furnishing, a little bit more decoration, and then also it got a little bit messy, so I just finished spring cleaning. Things are looking a little bit more tidy, and I figured this is the perfect opportunity for me to show you guys a little tour. So let me show you what my studio looks like.
All right, you guys, welcome to my apartment tour. This is the entrance of my apartment. I know it looks super interesting, but I figured this is the best place to start. This is where I come in and out of my apartment, and every time I leave, I have my Glossier poster that reminds me that we look good, you know? It's a little bit of a confidence boost before we head out into the real world. It's always nice to have. Let me flip my camera around so that you can see what I'm seeing. First thing you're gonna see when you come into my apartment is my shoe rack. I don't have a ton of shoes because I'm just not that kind of girl. I wear a lot of sneakers. And then we have my cute little cabinet space. I got both the shoe rack and the cabinet from Amazon. This is basically my quick touch-up space before I head out for the day. Here I like to keep a few necklaces and earrings, and then I always use my perfume before I leave the house. This is one of my favorite perfumes. I swear to God, I've been using this perfume for the past 10 years and it is my signature scent. I've not found anything that smells even remotely as good as this one does. It's like just very subtly spicy, but mostly floral and sweet. Oh my God. Every time I wear this, I get so many compliments and no one else seems to wear it. So whoa. I've also got this catch-all dish where I leave my keys every time I come home. Leaving my keys in the same place has been such a game changer. It ensures that I grab them before I leave the house, and I also put them back as soon as I enter my house. Other little cute decor that I have going on here are some Polaroids. This is of me and my best friends, some old coworkers.
I've also got some sunglasses over here. And if you can see back here, I have one obsidian crystal, and then I have a couple other little crystals over here. I think this is a quartz. I want to say this is tourmaline, but I could be wrong. Some more Polaroids over here, and then I have 2 fake plants that I've kept just for, you know, the ambiance of it all. And then we turn right around, and here is my closet. It's a little messy, but it works for me, so we're not going to judge here.
My favorite thing about this apartment is the fact that it has so much storage space. Like, these closets are actually pretty big for a studio, and I'm so happy because it can actually fit all of the clothes that I have. So I'm very much the type of person who needs to see all of my clothes out, or else I kind of forget that they exist. So for the most part, I hang most of my clothes, and they used to be color coordinated, but then I kind of stopped doing that, and so now they are not color coordinated, and they're just kind of thrown in there. One day when I'm feeling very productive, I am sure I will reorganize this to look like a beautiful rainbow. Until then, this works for me, it's fine. This system right here is just a bunch of folded clothes that I kind of know where things go. Like up on this cubicle are my tank tops, and here are like more sports tank tops, and then down here are long sleeve shirts-ish. And then I have my jeans and pants and bottoms all down here. That is my closet, nice and spacious. I love her so much. So like I said, this apartment has a ton of storage. So that's the closet that I just showed you with all of my clothes. And then I have another closet right here. And in between these 2 closets, I have this cute full-size mirror that I got from Target, I believe. And I just do some last minute fit checks over here before I head out. I've also decorated it with a little cowboy hat from Amazon. This little shrug that I have on top is actually something that I crocheted. I do wear her sometimes, but I thought that she looked really cute as decor. So I just have been hanging her like this for the longest time. This next closet is not interesting at all. It basically has coats on one side and then my laundry machines on the other. But I do like to use the handles as a bag rack. So I just put all my most frequently used purses on here so that I can just like grab them as I'm figuring out what outfit I'm gonna be wearing. These are the top 3 bags that I tend to reach for the most frequently. I've got my mini Prada purse, which I like to use for nights out. Sling tote bag that looks very much like Bagu, and I like to use this whenever I am going to a cafe and working. And then I also have this day bag, which is more of like an everyday tote bag from Sama Uno. If you are actually really interested in seeing what my laundry unit looks like though, here you go. This is what she looks like. We've got some laundry in here that I need to fold that has been dry for at least a day, but you know, we'll get to it when we get to it. Also next to the entrance is my bathroom. I only have 1 bathroom. Obviously, I live in a studio. I don't need more than 1. This is the shower, and I got my shower curtain from Urban Outfitters. I love it. It's so cute. Matches the vibe perfectly. I've got 2 pieces of art that I framed and put up here. This I got from TJ Maxx, and then this print, I believe, I got the print from Amazon, but I thrifted the frame, and I just thought it was really cute. You know, just a bunch of butts. It makes sense for the bathroom. We've got my toilet, super exciting stuff. And on top of my toilet, I have just a few things that I usually reach for. I love to collect matches from restaurants, so I collect them and then put them in the bathroom for guests if they, you know, need it. This is also where I keep my body butter and lotion for after the shower. This is my absolute favorite body butter of all time. It's from Trader Joe's and it's literally only $6, but I get it every single time. It's so good and nice and thick. I am a dry skin girly. This keeps my shit moisturized, trust me. I also like to listen to music or some podcasts while I'm taking a shower, so I have this speaker so that I can hear it. I also have some bath bombs from Lush that I keep in this little glass container. I actually broke the lid to this when I was moving, so, you know, she doesn't have a lid, but that's okay. And above the toilet, I just have a hand towel rack and some toilet paper. Over on this side is where the magic happens, is where I get ready every single morning. Hello. Here at the sink, we have the products that I reach for the most frequently. I have 2 items from Be Plain, their mung bean cleansing foam, as well as their cleansing oil. And then I also have this La Roche-Posay foaming cleanser that I also like to use. Those are pretty much the 3 face cleansers that I would say I use the most frequently. And then I also have this cute little soap dispenser. It's like a metal bear. It's so cute. I love her. Over on this side of the sink, I have some cute vanity stuff. So in that plastic container is all of my jewelry. I've got some rings in there. 2
toothbrush, toothpaste, and then some masks that I've been using. I also love these extension cord plug things. I don't know what they're called, but it pretty much just turns your regular outlets into like a lot more. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 outlets now instead of just 2. And that's really, really helpful because I blow dry my hair. I have so many things that I need to plug into here. And then up here, I was a handy dandy little Bob the Builder girly. And I mounted some acrylic shelves all by myself to keep all of my skincare. So we've just got 3 shelves of a ton of skincare stuff that I tend to use on the daily. And if you're also wondering, I have Scout's litter box in the bathroom as well. She goes to the bathroom where I go to the bathroom. I think it just makes sense. Next, we have the kitchen area. So this is what my kitchen looks like. I have a lot of friends ask me where my fridge is because it looks like I just have a ton of cabinets. But this tall guy right here, this is my fridge and that's actually my freezer. It looks super inconspicuous, but yes, you just open it up. And it's my refrigerator. I don't have that much good stuff in here, so don't take too hard of a look. Similarly with my clothes, where I have to like see everything in order to remember that I actually have it, the same thing goes with food. So if I don't write down what I have, I forget that I have the food and then it ends up going bad. So in order to help myself, I write down everything that I have in my fridge right here so that I can just read it instead of having to open the fridge and figure out what meal I can make for myself that day based on the ingredients that I have inside of my fridge. Here I have a little page that says take care of yourself, and it just has a ton of different habits that I want to make sure that I'm doing. I am not the best at keeping up with this, but when I do, it does help me a lot. So in the morning, things that I try to do is wake up before 8 a.m. Make my bed, get dressed, eat breakfast, go to the gym. And then at night, some things that I try to do is eat dinner, brush my teeth, do my skincare routine, journal, and then play with Scout as well.
This is my coffee station. If you watch my TikToks or my vlogs on YouTube, you are very familiar with these 2 guys. I use them every single day. This machine is actually a Japanese gachapon. You know those little machines that you put like a quarter inside and then you like twist it and then a candy or a toy or something fun comes out? That's exactly the concept for my coffee here. So I put my Nespresso pods inside and I turn this little dial so that I get a pod that comes out every single day, and then I put her in the Nespresso and then I make coffee. It brings me so much joy. It is genuinely one of my favorite purchases of all time. Very happy about her, although she is running a little empty, so I definitely need to stock up on some more Nespresso pods. I will do that later this week. And then here I just have some random PR boxes that I'm waiting to unbox for content. Elf was so kind and they sent me 2 packages this month, and I just want to make sure that I give it the time and dedication to showcase it with my audience. So I'll be doing a little unboxing of these later. And then I would say the rest of my kitchen is pretty boring. We've got my dishwasher right here, which I always use as a little drying rack because I'm Asian. We've got my stove here, and this is electric instead of gas. This is the first time I've ever had an electric stove, and it's not my favorite thing at all. I definitely prefer a gas stove, but it's okay. It still works and it cooks, and that's all I need it to do. And on this side, this is like a little makeshift pantry that I made. I actually already had this from my previous apartment, and I used to use it for clothes, but I couldn't fit it in my closet, so I ended up putting it out here in the kitchen area, and then it ended up being perfect. So we've got my plant and some random items up here. I have this really cute capybara and these little orange dishes. Inside, I just put a bunch of pantry, like dry goods. So I've got like peanut butter, some pasta sauce, some microwavable rice. And then on the bottom here are just a ton of random things that I needed to shove and like not look at. It's a little messy and disorganized, but I know where everything is. So that's all that matters. In this little bag, I have all of my reusable tote bags that I use for grocery shopping. This box with a blanket on top of it, you're probably wondering like, why is that there? Scout loves to sleep on this box. Like, she is here almost all the time. I'm surprised that she's not sleeping here now. She was like 5 minutes ago. She loves sleeping on here, so I will never get rid of this box. Speaking of Scout, this is her eating station. So we've got a little food bowl here. It has all of these grooves because Scout is a super quick eater, but when she eats really quickly, she also has a tendency to throw up. So I got this slow feeder bowl that is made out of ceramic instead of plastic. She also has an automatic feeder that spits out a little bit of snack for her like every few hours. And then this is just a little running water fountain. I've got my Monstera here as well. That's everything for the kitchen. Now we're gonna go into the living room. Again, also remember that I live in a studio, so this is technically all just one big room.
This is my desk setup and where I work from every single day. Obviously here we have my laptop and my iPad, two things that I absolutely need every single day in order to work. And then also my cute little mechanical keyboard here. Ugh, I love it so much. The sounds are so satisfying. It's my favorite thing. And I love how cute she is. Like, look at these keycaps. I just love her. I've got a couple of little knickknacks on the top of my desk, as well as just some photos here. And then on the bottom, I've got a few books from my collection. And then in this bag, I have all of my tech stuff like cameras, battery equipment, things like that. In this corner, we have my vanity. We've got all of my makeup here. I keep them in these drawers that I bought so many years ago from Muji. I literally bought them years ago and I love them still so much. They have kept up their quality and they're just really good for storing all of your makeup. I keep all of my things like pretty somewhat organized. You know, I know where everything goes. And then on top, I have a bunch of like face products and things that doesn't fit into the shelves. Over here, we have all of my makeup brushes. I do like to separate them. So on this side, we have all of my smaller eye brushes. And then on here, we have the bigger face brushes. Pretty much this is where you'll find me sitting to put my makeup on, do my hair, and just, you know, get ready for the day. Okay, and then we have the rest of my living room. We first have this stunning full-length mirror that my friends got me for my birthday. Unfortunately, I have no idea where they got it from. I get so many questions about it, and it is like literally the centerpiece of my apartment. Everyone asks me about it. I get so many compliments. My friends know me so well, and I love it so much. Also for my birthday, the same friends got me this cute little end table, and I believe it's from Amazon, and I just love the lilac purple color. On top, I have my tarot cards. I have this cute little globe lamp that I got from Urban Outfitters. I have my Echo, a couple of crystals here as well. And then down here, I have just some random things. A mic, a tripod, another tripod, curling iron, and then a ton of face masks. Next to the end table is this Monstera plant that I've had for about 2 or 3 years. She is definitely thriving because when I first got her, she only had 2 leaves. Now she has a whole plant. On the bottom here, I keep some things for Scout. That is Scout's travel carrier. And then that is actually where I keep all of her little toys. This banana is actually from Amazon and it's meant to be a cat sleeping bag kind of deal, but Scout does not sleep in it. So I ended up using it to store all of her toys and then she actually loves it. She'll go in here sometimes and just grab a toy and start playing with it. It's so freaking cute. And then next to that, I have another end table with a ton of random stuff, things that I like to have at my reach when I'm in bed. On top, I have a mounted TV. I actually don't watch TV that much, so I don't know if this was really worth the investment, but you know, sometimes it's nice to have a big screen.
Okay, and then the last thing to show you in my studio apartment is my bed. I don't know about you guys, but I actually really like having my bed in the corner. It just feels a little bit more cozy to me. The only thing that really sucks is when you're putting your sheets together, it just makes it a little bit more difficult. Other than that, I love the setup that I have here. If you're interested in the details, I have a queen size bed frame from Floyd, and it's pretty much just like a very minimalistic style platform. And then on top, I have a full-size mattress. I bought a full-size mattress years ago before I moved into this place, before I even got the Floyd bed frame, and mattresses are expensive, so I haven't upgraded and it works perfectly fine for one person to sleep in. And then behind me, we have my iconic wall gallery. These are just prints that I have gathered throughout the years, either online or at an arts festival or some small local art shop. And then on this side, I have this big fan, and I know a lot of people get this from Urban Outfitters, but I actually bought mine from Amazon for like less than $50. If you're interested, my Amazon storefront is linked in the bio, so you can go buy one yourself. I really love this fan. Not only is it nice and big, so it's like a good statement piece, but I also feel like it's really good to put above your bed if you don't have a headboard.
Okay, so that's what my cozy space looks like as of right now. It's not completely done, but I am pretty happy with the progress that I've made so far. You guys know, decorating is a little expensive, so it does take a while to curate the vibes. Okay, so now let's get into the good, the bad, and all the lessons that I've learned. One of the biggest pros about living alone is that you get to decide what you want to do and when you want to do it. I can eat, shower, use the bathroom, do the laundry anytime I want to because I'm no longer sharing the space with other people. If you are a good and mindful roommate, there is a lot of communication that needs to be initiated because everyone's schedules are so different and it's almost like playing Tetris. One roommate might like to work out in the morning, so they always need to take a shower afterwards, but another roommate might need the bathroom because they need to get to work on time. And if you don't communicate about these things, one roommate is going to end up being late. I feel like this is kind of embarrassing and I low-key can't believe I'm about to admit this on the internet, but there was one time where I literally peed my pants. I peed my pants because my roommate was using the bathroom and I couldn't get into it. Maybe they were taking an everything shower, I don't know, but it had been at least an hour. I was dying and they had their music on so loudly that they couldn't hear me knocking. And so that's a situation that I'm really happy that I don't have to deal with anymore. The second pro of living alone is the quiet and peace. So I'm the type of girl who does not like to talk in the morning, especially if I haven't brushed my teeth yet. Like that morning breath stank, I don't like moving my mouth and tasting it any more than I already am. Let me go brush my teeth real quick. But there are some people who are early risers and they enjoy a morning conversation, which, you know, again, to each their own. But if I'm coming out of my bedroom, my hair's a mess, eyes are crusty, barely open, and I'm coming down that hallway to turn into the bathroom and you stop me to say, "Hi, how are you? Did you sleep well? What are your plans for today?" Girl, it is not the time. Let me go to the bathroom, do my thing, and then we can have a conversation. You might have been up for 2 hours. I've been up for 2 minutes. And I'm always scared that people think that I'm rude if I don't talk to them a certain way, you know? But also, like, sometimes I'm just really not feeling like talking right now. So that's also something that I love avoiding. I also really hate loud noises in the morning. I need to wake up to like calm and serene environment, not yelling and screaming or, God forbid, someone else's alarm clock. Oh my God, that is one of my pet peeves. If I can hear your alarm clock and you are not turning it off, and I will admit, I am such a hypocrite for that because I'm also the type of person who sucks at waking up to my own alarm clock. I will snooze it 5 bajillion times before I actually wake up. And I am just really glad that I don't have to worry about disturbing anyone else with my alarm clocks anymore, because I used to be worried about that. And on the other spectrum, I can also make as much noise as I want whenever I want. So you know back in November when the Wicked movie soundtrack released? Yeah, I was singing No One Mourns the Wicked and Defying Gravity like all day, every day, on the top of my lungs, falsetto opera. In my mind, I sound just like Cynthia and Ariana. I'm sure my neighbors think differently. But I also don't think that my neighbors can actually hear me because our walls are extremely thick. And if I can't hear them, I'm assuming that they can't hear me, you know? And if I was living with roommates, I definitely would not feel comfortable just belting out like that. But since I live alone, I can sing as much as I want. Yes, thank you. And the third reason that I love living alone so much is that as an introvert, my home has become my safe space. When I am out, you know, interacting with the outside world, socializing, I am so drained that when I come back home, I can actually take a breath and decompress and truly recharge my social battery. Unfortunately, I was socialized as a woman, so when I'm out and about in the world, I do tend to cater to others and their thoughts and feelings over mine. And yes, this is a me problem. I am working on it, but when I am home, I truly feel so comfortable just thinking about myself and myself only. If I want to watch a TV show that I've been having on repeat for the past 3 months, and I've already seen it like 10 million times, I can watch it again without thinking twice because it's just me. If I want to film some content without other people like interrupting or passing judgment on it. Physically being a safe space, I feel like mentally it has become that because I was also able to decorate it to my style and aesthetic. It's almost like I externalized the way I feel on the inside and just like made this room an extension of me. Does that make sense at all? Either way, I just feel 100% like this space is my own and it truly is where I feel the safest. Okay, so now let's talk about some of the negative stuff because they do exist. First and foremost, this should not be a surprise to anyone, but it is freaking expensive to live on your own, like even more expensive than you would think. I cannot stress this enough. I highly, 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 highly recommend that you create a budget for yourself and not just a budget of your rent, but a budget of rent plus all the monthly expenses. So including what it costs to feed yourself for a month, what all your bills will look like. If you have pets, how much it costs for them to live. These are all the things that you really need to consider while living alone in order to maintain financial stability. I would say it's about like 1.5 times more expensive to live alone than it is to live with roommates. So when you're living with roommates, you're obviously splitting the rent, but you're also splitting the bills. So Wi-Fi, water, electricity, heat, streaming services. There's so many things that are on a subscription basis for us nowadays. And when you get to split that amongst, another one or two people, it really does help your wallet. Keep that in mind. The next point is on accountability. You are the only person keeping yourself accountable from now on. You would be surprised to see what shame and fear propels you to do. So think about how you don't always do everything you want to do because you live with someone else. For example, when I'm at my parents' house, I don't go downstairs to the kitchen and rummage through the cabinets at midnight looking for a snack if I'm even a little hungry, because I know that they'll most likely be able to hear me and then they'll bring it up the next day, and I really don't want to be shamed about my eating habits. So I just choose not to do that in front of my parents. When I'm at my house alone, I can eat at midnight, at 2 a.m., whenever I want. There's no one to judge me. Same thing goes for some hygienic routines, like taking a shower, brushing your teeth. I'm so sorry if the lighting is so bad right now. The sun is like right in front of me and it's giving me this like weird overcast. So please don't mind that. And yeah, sometimes it's just really easy when you're already in bed to not wash your face or brush your teeth. It might sound a little gross, but these are habits that I've seen people slip up on once they start living alone because they're not living with other people to judge them. So don't forget, make good decisions, kids, because the decisions that you end up making when you are alone reflects who you truly are on the inside without the influence of other people. Take a moment right now. Think about what habits do you have that you're currently doing performatively rather than authentically? And would you still be doing them if there was no one else around? Okay, I think I fixed the lighting. I just had to move back a little bit. The last point that I want to make for this video is when you live alone, you need to get used to cleaning and being the only one to clean up. Now, I would say that I'm a fairly tidy person. I classify myself as like a type B+. So I'm not really like a type A, but I'm not like completely a type B either. So I'll make a mess, just like living life. And then every few days I will pick up, clean some surfaces, do a general cleaning. I do like a clean space for the most part, and this is one of the biggest points of contention that I've had. And just to be clear, this is not shade towards any past roommates that I've had. I don't hold it against them. Honestly, to me, it just indicates that we were incompatible living together and they have different standards of living than I do, and that's totally okay. It's not like a reflection of their character and like how good of a person they are. Sorry, I had to change where I was sitting just so my camera wouldn't overheat and that the lighting didn't look super weird. But anyways, that's all to say that even though I'm a fairly tidy person, I too also get exhausted from cleaning after myself all the time. Sometimes I do miss having roommates who share the responsibility of chores, like taking out the trash and the recycling or putting away washed dishes. Just little things like that was really nice if I saw that the dishes were piling up and I was planning on doing it that afternoon, but a roommate just like already went ahead and did it in the morning. That would always make my day. And I don't have those moments anymore because it's all on me to do, which, that's just the reality of living alone. But that is something that I kind of miss. All right, you guys, that was everything that I wanted to share with you today. I hope this video was a little bit insightful for anyone who is looking to move out on their own. Despite having both pros and cons, I will say, I think for the most part, I really, really love living by myself and I wouldn't change it for the world right now. Maybe in the future, I might get a little bit lonely and I would want to move in with a partner or another roommate. But for now, I am thoroughly enjoying living by myself. If you've made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you so much and I want you to leave a cherry emoji in the comments so that I can know that you're a real one. If you're not yet subscribed to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I upload a video every Tuesday. If you're interested in my daily, everyday life type of content, my TikTok and Instagram will be linked down below. I do post on TikTok every single day. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next week. And until then, I hope you have the best day, besties. Bye.